highest elevation in the Forbidden City. Now, here we can view three tallest buildings from 600 years ago till now. 600 years ago, that palace, the Supreme Harmony, was the tallest building in the Forbidden City. 600 years ago. Now, 20 years ago, that building with a long spire stays on the top of that building used to be the tallest building in Beijing. China Television Broadcasting Tower, 405 meters tall. Now, that building standing at the eastern part of the city, which is the tallest building in Beijing. And that is the office building, 530 meters tall, with 108 floors above the surface, above the ground, and 7 floors below the ground. And follow my finger to that building with a clock stays on the top of the building. Yep. That's the first shopping mall established in Beijing after the founding of the People's Republic of China. That area is a long shopping street, like a commercial street. Yep. Like a little burg in Melbourne.
Burke Street, yeah.
Yeah, Burke Street. Or Swanston Street.
Oh, Swanston.
Yeah, Swanston Street.
And the little Chinatown is in Little Burke Street.
That's right. That's like the bustling, busy area, yes. Commercial area. But you do not go there. You don't go there.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Good restaurants. Yep.
I thought only the tourists should go there.
No, they have good restaurants there.
Okay. But hard to get a parking space.
Yes.
So expensive.
Oh,
so
no,
expensive.
No parking spot.
No.
Get a parking spot.
No. I'll take a tram. Okay, have a look at this cauldron. Gilded. Used to be wear one layer of the gold, but in 1900, 8 countries allied forces invaded this place. Those invaders stripped the gold of the cauldrons by using their long bayonet. So that's why even now we can still see those scratch marks left on the body on this cauldron. So they took the gold away. Australia is a part of them. Yeah. British, French, American, Russia, Italian. Okay, let's take that step down there and where we can heading to the coffee store. See more about those 2 more palaces built in the inner court. This palace stays in the middle. It's called a Hall of Union and Peace, the office building for the empress, because the empresses were considered as the leader in the inner court. All those concubines, the eunuchs, and the palace maid are under their control. So they handled their daily affairs over here. While the last building, standing behind the Union and Peace, is called the Hall for Earthly Tranquility. Earth refers to the empress. The lady used to live there, but the last emperor who killed himself at the age of only 34, before he killed himself, he gave the order to his empress, asked her to sacrifice for the dynasty too. She took the order and hung herself right here in this palace. So when later on, when those Qing emperors, when they arrived in the Forbidden City, they considered that palace was a cursed place, was a haunted place. They never wanted to live in that palace, so they moved either to the west or to the east, to those palaces. And then they converted that palace into 2 parts, the wedding chamber on the west, on the east, and the sacrificial chamber over here on the west, where they practice the shamanism on an everyday basis. So 4 pigs, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, will be slaughtered in this area for sacrificial purpose. Okay? And the small buildings over here, very low, small building, were the temporary living quarters for those people.
Okay.
Can you tell who these people are?
They're young eunuchs?
Yeah, they're all eunuchs. Eunuchs were not allowed to sleep in the Forbidden City at night. They had to move out of the Forbidden City to the Imperial City. But when they were on duty, they would be sleeping in those small buildings right here. So they are wearing the same style costumes or the clothes and the hats. What else do they have in common? Besides the clothes and the hats, they're all being castrated and on their faces.
We can't say that.
No, just kidding. Their faces are very smooth, no facial hair. That's another.
That's part of the...
Yeah, that's right. Because they were being castrated, their body cannot secrete enough hormone, enough testosterone to grow the beard. Yeah, and those poor boys were coming from those poor families, and the families were striving, were struggling with the food and money. One of the family boys would be sacrificed to these places where they were specialized in castration, and then their family would receive a certain amount of money from the royal court to support the family. And most of the eunuchs had a very miserable life. I would say 1 out of 100 will become very powerful and super wealthy. Very powerful. Yeah. At the end of the Ming Dynasty, from the time of 1620 to 1626, the country was actually run by a eunuch. Yeah. And
he's a bad man.
He's a bad man. Powerful, bad, evil, brutal.
Yes.
And let's have a look at the last eunuch died in 1996 at the age of 94. Pretty recent. The system was abolished in 1911, but the last one died in 1996. 6 on this side, another 6 symmetrical built on the east side over there. So this is one of them. Each of them occupies 2,500 meters and composed by 2 courtyards. Here, there's only 1 courtyard open to the public. And many buildings in this area are the bat themed. You see the bat over here? So this is the bat. Yes. Pretty much a lot of buildings, all the buildings for those ladies are bat themed because the bat has the same pronunciation as the happiness or fortune in Chinese. There's a character in the middle, means longevity. So the happiness and celebrating the longevity for the ladies lived in this palace. This building is called Hall of Taiji, Hall of Yin and Yang. Yin and Yang, that's the kind of ideology or philosophy for practice, for workout, for exercise, to help people to pursue the goal of both mental and physical health. Let's get a little bit closer. Look at this animal over here. It's a bat again. Is that right? Yeah. Which stays right in front of this copper money, ancient money. Money pronounced like qian, or something ahead of you, something in front of you, meaning in front. And there's a hole. Hole refers to your eyes based on the Chinese pronunciation. So when they enter the room or step outside, they'll be seeing a fortune stays right in front of your eyes. Fortune, happiness stays right in front of your eyes. So this is what this combination, what this metaphor is. Happiness right in front of your eyes. And right on the ceiling, there are more bats. Repeated again and again, those period drama, the costume dramas. Very popular. That's why there are a lot of ladies. They are dressing in those costumes and taking pictures in this area because this scene is very popular in those movies and in the dramas.
Great.
The ladies were hanging out in this area very often because they were not allowed to go to the major street in the Forbidden City. They can only walk around in this area for a while to relax, to chill. Yeah, the garden. We're heading to the garden now. Both. Fashion and also the history.
Is it taught in school, the history?
Yeah, a little bit, but most of them, they learn those kind of history and the culture, the fashion from those costume drama. Yeah. So the period drama. Yeah.
So Hollywood dictates a bit of it.
That's right. It's become so popular on internet and on those drama. Yeah. That's why they dress them like that. They even mimic the talking, the pose, the move from those dramas and performing those kind of art in this area.
But it's not something that would be taught in the education system.
No,
history.
Not specifically in this part. But the costumes of those concubines, not that specifically in that part.
Are they hoping to be spotted by a film producer? It's nothing like that. They're just doing it purely. A couple of girls get out. Let's dress up.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Are they not working with a university?
Well, they're touring.
But this is a tourist spot. Everybody wants to come to Beijing and come to the Forbidden City and doing the same sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's so popular on internet.